Hello everybody, we're back again. We're here for Mr. Kramer's video lesson. We are starting a new chapter, a new topic. It's called statistics. We're gonna start by just learning about the mean. And I'm hoping that this is something you're all familiar with, but let's just sort of make sure we're all doing it correct. So, if we go through these paragraphs, statistics is when you look at groups of people. And when you're dealing with groups of people, there's lots of information. And rather than look at everything, we want to be able to talk about it really quickly. So we're going to start by talking about the center. Because if you've got a group of people, like you like my picture there, I got it from the internet, and we're talking about the height, you would have to look at every single person's height to know all of it. But if you say, hey, where's the middle? Because if we have the middle and like half's above and half's below, and a lot of people are near the middle, so the middle's really important. The center is really important. So we're gonna learn about the mean today. So another word for mean is numerical average. So let's go over here. We're gonna do the math part now. And as we do this, we'll talk about when we use it and why. So it's just the numerical average, which means add up the data, divide by a number. Now that might be a little difficult for some people, so calculator, look at the very top, calculators are allowed. So get a calculator if you need it. Let's take a look at the first question. Find the mean, find the average. So Mr. Kramer likes socks, I do like socks. And I have 3 types of socks. Each is worth a different amount. They're worth $3, $8, and $4. Yes, I shop at Winners and Costco. So what's the average cost? So the first thing we do is we add them up. Let's use this thing. So we're gonna go 3 plus 8 plus 4, and 3 plus 8 plus 4 is, well, 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. So we'd say that adding them up is 15. The number of data points. So then we have to count how many are there. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 points. So there's 3 data. So 15 divided by 3 is just 5. So we would say the mean or average is $5. Super. Let's try this a few more scenarios. So now let's find the mean of baseball caps. Next video, I'm going to show you my baseball caps. I really love them. So I like my baseball caps. I've got 4 really ones I want to talk about. Now, each one is worth a different amount. You got $15, $25, $5, that was on super sale, and then $135. So what's the average cost? So like last time, we're just going to add them up. 15 plus 25 plus 5 plus 135. If you want to use your calculator, you can. I'm going to use my brain. 15 plus 25 is 40. 5 plus 35 is 140. So you add it all up to 180. Now, if we look, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're dividing this by 4. And that's a big number. So I'm going to do it with my calculator. See my calculator there? 180 divided by 4 is, my calculator says 45. $45. Now that's a bit confusing because you're saying, what is the average cost? $45. You're like, but most of them are all around 15 and 25 and 5. Like a lot of them are small. So this 135 is kind of weird because it's messing us up. Like seriously, let's go back. When we talk about socks, if we said the average cost is 5, we think, well, there's some above and some below. Well, there's 1 above and 3 and 4 below. But it's kind of like pretty close. In this one, 45, it's not really close to the bottom, and it's nowhere near that. So it's like, so sometimes the mean isn't useful. Well, let's keep on going. I like chips. Yes, I love chips. And if you take a look at the different chips I typically buy, I think about how much I'm getting. So the weights are, so what's the average size of the chip bags? So what are we going to do first? We're going to add them all up. 175 plus 225. And I predict I'm going to use my calculator for this. 195 plus 255 plus 220. Now, one of the things I want you to know is if you show the work and somewhere make a mistake, I'm going to give you the marks because I can see what you can do. If you don't show me and you get the wrong answer, I don't know what you're thinking. So I have no idea. So getting back to this, you show the addition. Let's do that right away. Let's get our calculator. So you're going to go 175 plus 225 plus 195 plus 255 plus 220 equals 1,070. How many types of chips are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to take this and divide it by 5. So the average size of my chip bag is 214 grams. Oh. Now, out of curiosity, on a personal note, what is your favorite type of chip? Mine is Ruffles sour cream and onion. And I can't spell sour. Sour cream and onion. Cream, sour, cream, and onion. Isn't that horrible? I can't spell sour. I'm having a brain fart today. Tell me what your chips are, because I love talking chips, you know. So, now let's recap. From the above example, which ones make sense to use mean as a measure of the center? Well, let's go to the very beginning. We talked about socks and $5. Yeah, that's a good one, because the socks are all kind of around there. When we talked about the baseball caps, we already said that's kind of weird. In this case, the mean is not that useful. It's kind of like somewhere in this no man's land, so that's not that good. But the chips, what a great number. It's right smack dab in the middle of this group, because if you say 214, you're thinking somewhere above 220, 255, somewhere below 175, 195, and that's awesome. So, which makes sense to use the mean? For measuring chips and socks. And you could even say, you know, that's it, we're done. So let's flip the page. Here is practice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some chance. So hit pause, do those questions, and I'm going to post the solutions a little later on today. I'll put them on the general post. What I want you to do is when you're finished with this practice and you check your answers, let's do part 2. Pausing here. Now let's read this question. It's interesting because now we're given the mean. Given the mean is 10, find the missing data. So now they're changing it up a bit. So now what they're saying is, if you've got 4 data points, 3 you know, and the 4th one's unknown, and you know the mean, what's that last data point? So let's do that. Let's go 14 plus 7 plus 11 plus some unknown guy, some unknown information. What are we going to divide it by? Now here's, be careful, because you know 3, but you always got to add 1, because there's 1 missing one, 4. Now this equals 10. Now what I want you to think is, if we have a number and divide it by 4, it's going to be 10. Well, that means this top part is 4 times 10. So always multiply those two. So you end up with 40. 40 equals 14 plus 7 plus 11 plus some unknown. Well, let's add those numbers to the left. 14 and 7 is 21. 21 plus 11 is 32, plus some number is 40. Well, 32 plus something is 40. Well, that something is 8. Awesome job. Let's try example number 5. Now what's neat is we have the same mean, but we've got different information. Well, let's set it up the same way. 12 plus 6 plus 9 plus 10 plus question mark. Notice the difference right away. You've got 1 more data point. So now when we divide it, we're not dividing by 4, we're dividing by 5. They tell you 4, the 5th one's unknown. What's this equal to? 10. What did we do in the last question? We multiplied those 2 numbers. We multiplied. So now on the right-hand side, we've got 5 times 10 is 50. And on the left, well, let's just write it again. Let's not make a mistake by going too fast. Let's put these together. 12 and 6 is 18. 9 and 10 is 19. Those 2 together is 37 plus some value is 50. Some people can do this in their head. Some people have to take that 37 and subtract it from 50. 13. 13 plus 37 is 50. Make sure you box your answer. The next question is for practice. Let's do that one. So maybe hit pause. Now if you hit pause, I'm going to show you the answer right now. So we're going to go 25 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10 plus unknown is 15. Now what's nice is there's 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the missing is 5. And now we can do the exact same steps. The first step is we multiply those together. So that's 75. What do we do next? Well, we're going to be taking these numbers and adding them. So let's start that. 35 plus 30 plus some unknown one. Well, then we got 35 plus 30 is 65 plus some unknown is 75. And you can sort of do that in your head. 65 plus 10. Let's do one last question, and I'm hoping that you're getting the swing of things. And remember, the mean is add them up, divide by the number, equals the mean. So now we've got some big numbers, 25 plus 70 plus 35 plus 90 plus 45 plus the question mark. And I really write the question mark. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. What's the mean? Is 50. Works out there's not much space here, but we can do it. We can go like that. 6 times 5 is 300. Let's start adding these numbers together. 25 plus 70 is 95. 35 plus 90. Let's actually do this one instead. Let's go there. Plus 75 plus 90 plus question mark. I'm gonna get my calculator out. I am. It's like a big number. So we've got 95 plus 75 plus 90 equals 260. 260 plus some value is 300. Let's do the same let's use the technique as number 5. 300 minus 260 is 40. That's what it is. 260 plus 40 is 300. So our missing data is 40. I think we've got this now. Let's go to the next page. It's more practice. So class, I'm just pausing. I'm going back to page 3. Your assignment is to finish off the questions from page 3. Show me them. Show off the pictures, the questions from page 5. Show me them. Those are the ones you hand in. Hope you understood this. If you have any questions, please text me, post me, call me. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good day.